national centers from all over the world are affiliated, and we represent 165 million workers individually all over the world. So we got involved in our first sporting event many years ago. It was actually for the FIFA, but then more organized. We started in 2003 together with a couple of other organizations. It is the International Textile, Garment and Leather Workers Federation, which also is represented here today. And we had the Clean Clothes Campaign, which is an NGO working with better conditions in the textile sector. And also there was the ITUC, and in the beginning we also had the big NGO called Oxfam, but which is no longer part of the Playfair structure formally. Why did we start this campaign? Well, sportswear, especially in textile, shoes, everything is a growing market. It's actually a very big business. It is also one of the sectors where you have one of the worst conditions in the world. You have a lot of sweatshops mainly located in Asia, but they are, I know they're here. We talked about it yesterday. I know you have them also in Brazil. And we want to make a statement that would like to try and change the conditions for the workers. So this big campaign that is actually more of a communication and lobbying campaign that we have been leading now for many years, it's not about the campaign itself. It's about actually trying to achieve better conditions for the workers. For example, China is one of the biggest producers of sportswear and textile garment in the whole world. And they are also now, since 2 years ago, the second biggest market for Nike, who is producing a lot of their clothes. So they're both producing and buying in the same country, which is a new thing which we didn't have before. For each time the games moves on, and we have mainly been working on the Olympic Games throughout the years, but the production stays. So even if the country changes for the games, they move from Vancouver to London and on, but the production mainly stays in the same locations, mainly in Asia. We started for the Olympic Games in Athens in 2004, and then we continued on, and together with the BWI, we also cooperated for the South Africa FIFA World Cup. We did some work for the Winter Olympics in Vancouver. And now there's a really big campaign going on in the United Kingdom for the London Olympic Games in 2012. There they have managed to get onto the local organizing committee, which is very important, that we try and get the union people in the organizing committees or somewhere where they can negotiate framework agreements, whether it be in the textile sector or the construction sector. It's important that we try and get representation on the places and the committees where we actually can make a difference. As Ahmed said, there's a lot of money to be gained by both the Olympics and the FIFA in these events. For the Olympics, there are mainly three big sources of income. We have the sponsorship deals that brings them loads of billions of dollars. We have the TV licensing, and of course the selling of the merchandise. When you go to an Olympic game or a FIFA World Cup in football, you pay a lot of money for your ticket to go there. You pay a lot of money for your ticket to get into the games. You pay a lot of money for your hotel. And still, you buy a lot of money to buy a t-shirt or a cap or stationery, pens, towels. All of these things have been produced somewhere, and under what circumstances? Is it fair that you pay, for example, $44 for a knit t-shirt with the logo of the Olympic Games that had been produced by a worker in Asia that was paid 0.5% of that sum in wages. And still, they maintain that they can't afford to pay the workers better wages, which is, to be frankly, just bullshit. Now, we are in a situation where we, for the first time ever, actually gonna have the same two biggest world sporting events hosted in the same country. So we also think this is a big opportunity for us to try and get our acts together as international and national unions and try and support each other's work, because I think we're gonna need all the support we can get to get to good conditions and good and fair wages for the people involved, no matter what sector. This is why we think that this is a golden opportunity for us now to bring people together from as many sectors as possible. And for example, if we manage to get a framework agreement in construction, why should it only be for the FIFA or the stadiums located to football? It could just as well be also for the Olympics and what is going on in both events, because they're both huge events. For the first time ever, through the lobbying of the Playfair campaign, there is a small section, about three lines of language in the host city contract for the Rio Olympics. And it basically says that when Rio applied for the games, they had to also state how they would manage labor and workers' rights in these games. And it's just a very short paragraph. And it has nothing on grievance procedures or follow-up. But still, it's an opportunity for us to take this back to the National Organizing Committee and tell them that this is in the bid document and this has been put to you by the International Olympic Committee, and now you need to show us how you actually are gonna make this happen, and so we can enforce this when we talk to them. I just want to end by saying that I'm looking forward to this campaign and working together and hoping that we can make some changes and have some good working conditions and manage to get a lot of support for each other's work and be a good partner for the negotiations, for being the governments or the organizing committees or anybody. Thank you.